City boy, city boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video. And today we have a couple of different topics on the docket. All right. So we're going to start off with something that's just came up, right? Like this is like literally within the last hour, I got this news. Somebody's been talking shit on my name. Right? Somebody's been talking big shit on my name, apparently. So we're going to discuss that. After we're done discussing that, we're going to talk about the biggest news of the day. It's going to involve a couple of different topics, right? Or a couple of different details, but definitely some different topics, some different pinpoints that I want to hit, or some things that I want to pinpoint to explain why this is all happening, right? The big WWE ESPN deal that was just inked and signing over the exclusive rights to stream all of WWE's PLEs. We will get into the discussion. But first, I want to jump into the motherfucker talking shit on my name, man. He's talking shit on my name, baby. So I got to address this, right? Nate the Great has to say something, because if I don't, it's not going to sit well with me. So, like I said, this news hit me within the last hour. So I appreciate Wwe'S all right, who came into my comments section and let me know, hey, there's somebody talking shit on your name, C. Jackson, and Bobby Monsoon. But obviously, Nate the Great, that is me. So if you're talking shit on my name, we're gonna discuss it. Now, this guy, before we get into this, for real, right? I want to say, I don't want anybody going to his channel. All right, I don't think I have that enough reach, right, to even do something like that, to have people go over. But whatever the case is, I don't want anybody going over his channel. I don't want anybody, disliking his videos or anything like that. All right, this is man to man, mano y mano. All right, the only reason why I'm doing this here on YouTube and not actually just hitting up this content creator is because he spoke my name in a video. So if you're going to talk about me in a video, I'm going to talk about you in a video, baby. So the jabron in question that we're talking about is named King Mike's World. There we go. Never heard of this jabron a day before in my life until Wwe'S Al put his name in my comments section. Never heard of him, never saw his videos pop up as a suggestion or anything on my timeline. So I was really wondering, like, all right, well, who's this guy, right? Because Wwe'S Al says that he's talking shit. So I go and I find the video that he was talking about. Well, the video basically saying that the IWC is too harsh. And in this video, about an hour and 15, maybe an hour and 16 minutes in, I skipped all the way through because I don't give a shit what this jabron has to say about anything. All right, so I skipped all the way through until I heard my name, until I saw my name being discussed. And he was doing a bullshit reaction to my video. Now, this is what I really want to talk about here. All right, because it's one thing for you to talk shit about me in the way that I make my content, the way that I do my reviews, right? It's one thing to talk shit about me in the way I do all that stuff, right? It's another thing if you're going to quote unquote react to my video and then you skip all the way through it and then just summarize my video based off of your own bullshit. That's what we're not gonna do. That's not what that's just disingenuous as fuck. All right, this motherfucker skips all the way through my video. First of all, he starts off at the point, because obviously the video that was in question that he was reacting to was my most recent Monday Night Raw review. The August 1st Monday Night Raw review. Or was it the 4th? Yeah, it was the 4th. Whatever. That review. And it started off with me having some fun, right? I was having fun. You know, I did the whole shtick about me getting 7.7K views over the weekend and combining the views between the videos, you know, and I was making a point about how Stephanie McMahon and the WWE regime have been doing the same thing, right, since the WWE started doing 2-night events, right? So I was just doing that. I was doing a spiff on that, right? A little parody of that, if you will. And this guy goes into this and he's talking all this shit. He's talking about this guy, yeah, the only reason why he's even getting up to 7.7k views is because all he does is hate. He dug himself into a hole where all he can do is hate on WWE and everything they do. And if anybody, like if he decides to praise WWE at any point in time, then all his fans are going to turn on him. First of all, I don't have fans. I have supporters. All right. I have allies in the community against gaslighting. That's what I have. I don't have fans. Nate the Great doesn't have fans. I have supporters. I have people. I have friends. These are my home skillets that I'm speaking to when I hop on these videos. So no, I don't believe my fans, quote unquote, would turn on me if I start praising WWE. And there's only one way that I can start praising WWE. And that is we have to start getting good shows from WWE. Now, if you like the shows at WWE, that's fine. That's your prerogative, okay? If you like the shows, cool. Like the show, do your review, and keep it fucking pushing, motherfucker. Don't put my name in your mouth talking about his fans will turn on him if he starts to praise it and this, that, and the other. Because there's been multiple things that I have praised. I praised the Elimination Chamber. I praised the Men's Royal Rumble. Even though Jay won and I thought that was a terrible decision, I still praised the Royal Rumble. I've praised multiple Raws, multiple SmackDowns, and definitely not any time over the last 3 months because they've been all awful. But there have been Raws and SmackDowns that I have praised. Have they been few and far between? Absolutely. But is that completely on me? Fuck no. That's on WWE. That's on TKO. That's on Triple Fraud, Triple Dunce, Triple Goon. That's who that's on, not on Nate the Great. Nate the Great is sitting here. I'm just reporting what I see to the people, right? I'm reporting what I see to the people. So if what I am reporting to the people, if it doesn't sound right to you, make your own video, get your own views, get your own subscribers, and all that good stuff. All right. And just keep my name out of your mouth. All right. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about how disingenuous this attack on my name was. All right. Because like I said at the beginning, right, he was skipping through my shit, skipping through my whole review, gets to the end of the review where I say, yeah, this wasn't the worst show in the world, but it wasn't good either. I said that at the end of my review. I also gave the episode like a 2 or a 3 out of 10. I don't even remember at this point. It was like a 2 out of 10. All right, I said it wasn't the worst show because it wasn't the worst show. The worst shows, they get 0s and 1s out of 10, right? I said this wasn't the worst show, so I gave it a 2. But it wasn't a great show or a good show either. Even a decent show, it wasn't that. I just said it wasn't the worst show. So when I say this, he's like, see, you see how he just said that? Then he tries to skip back, tries to go back to the beginning, and he tries to find somewhere in this video, in my Raw review, he tries to find me saying that the show sucked. No part through the video did I ever say that this show sucked or that the Monday Night Raw sucked. I did not say that. What were my main points on Monday Night Raw, this past Monday Night Raw? It was the fact that the show is on repeat. The fact that there are storylines that I don't give a fuck about. The fact that there's characters and story arcs and shit that are not connecting and don't make sense. These are things that I was discussing in my video. Roman Reigns being a jobber and LA Knight being a jobber, right? These are the things that I was discussing. Not one time throughout the entire review did I say that the show sucked. And even if I fucking did, by the time I got to the end of the video, and I'm just saying I didn't, even if I did say the show sucked at the beginning of the video, right, which I did not do, me getting to the end of the video and saying that it's not the worst show in the world, that does not mean that the show doesn't suck, 1. And 2, there could also be a different reason, because I do these reviews and I do my videos, I do them live, not live as in I'm gonna go live, right, live stream it. What I mean is, right after the show is over, sometimes it's in the morning because I'll be tired or something like that. But usually right after the show is over, you're getting my live reaction, right? You're getting exactly how I feel at that moment in time, right after I'm done watching the show, right after I got done taking all my notes, doing my show notes and whatnot and what have you. Right after that, you're getting my fully raw, unfiltered take on how I felt about the show, especially after the ending. Sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes, because I'm doing these things like a live reaction, basically, sometimes I will say that a show sucks or a show is good at the beginning of my review, but by the time I'm done talking about the show, by the time I'm done going through all my notes, discussing all the topics that happened and everything that happened throughout the night, sometimes, some days, all right, I might change my opinion on the show, right? At the end, because I'm doing a live review, right? I'm doing my unfiltered reaction to the show that just occurred. So if my view changes throughout the episode or throughout the review, that's because I'm re-going through it. I'm redoing my, I'm looking through my notes and I'm saying, oh, well, that was actually kind of good. I actually kind of really liked this part where they did, right? Or I really hated this part. I thought I liked it when I was watching it, but now that I'm discussing it, it really sucked, right? Or it doesn't land the same now that I'm discussing it. Things like this will happen. And I've been very upfront with my audience about these things, right? I'm always upfront with my audience about these things. But if you're new to the channel, then you're learning something new about this channel. These are always fresh off the cuff, live reactions to the show based on how I'm feeling. All right. But this motherfucker, he tries to go back, tries to find where I say the show sucked, couldn't find it, and then quickly tries to move on and just says that, yeah, he's just digging himself into a hole. He said the show sucked, all right, at the beginning, and then he said that it doesn't suck, so he's contradicting himself. Never once did I contradict myself in my review. Never once. Now, hey, if you want to be upset with me for, reacting to these shows and giving opinions on these shows that you don't like, that's fine. Do your thing over there on your side of YouTube, where you might glaze, whatever WWE does, whatever decisions they might make, or whatever the case is. I don't watch your channel, so I don't know what your content is, Mr. King Mike's World, right? I don't watch your channel, so I don't care about all the shit that's on there. But from what I've seen, from what I've saw from your channel, right? I saw that you have 3.62K subscribers, all right? And you have released 56 videos. This is what I saw, right? This is what I've seen from your shit. Not one of your shorts has ever reached anything over 300 views. Only one of your videos, I believe, has ever peaked over, 2.8, 2.7K views, right? Only one. And that's fine. I'm not on here to litigate and discuss, right? Your views on the channel and this, that, and the other. Your views and how many subscribers you got, that's your business. But when you come over here, just expect to be called a fucking fraud, because that's what this channel looks like. When you have that high of a subscriber count, it's not even that high, right? It's 3.62K. It's more than me. Definitely more than me, right? Good on you if you got these shits fucking, the right way, not paying for your fucking subscribers like I do think you did, right? Because overall, your channel can't have over 30,000 views, but somehow, some way, you have 3.62K followers? Doesn't make sense, Mr. King Mike. Doesn't make sense. But this is your world, King Mike. This is your world. This is your world where you can pay for 2,500 or 3,000 subscribers. This is America. You can do whatever the fuck you want to. Just know I'm gonna call you out when you come at my channel. All right? And the same goes with any of these other motherfuckers that come out here and have something to say. There's other people in this space that are also fucking frauds, like King Mike. But unless they speak my name, unless they talk shit about me, I'm gonna let them do what they do. I'm gonna let them be fraudulent. I'm gonna let them be fraudulent on their own. I'm gonna let them do their own shit. All right? And I'm gonna stick over here with the Nate the Great family. All right? With the great ones. That's what I'm gonna start calling the base. I'm gonna start calling y'all the great ones. I'm Nate the Great, and y'all are the great ones. How's that? Give me some suggestions of what I should start calling my base. My fans, quote unquote. All right? This motherfucker. This is what I'm saying. This is what I talk. When it comes to hating, this is the problem with hating, right? This is the problem with hating on other people. You will get called out, motherfucker. You will get called out for being a fucking fraud, for being a scammer. All right, that's what this is. When you come on this YouTube platform and you don't build your audience authentically like I did, every single last one of my over 1,480 subscribers, every single last one of them has come by my own hard work. They have subscribed because I asked them to, for one, and for two, because they like the shit that I have to say, whether I'm praising or shitting on the WWE. I didn't mean to go on that long talking about it, but this shit really pissed me off, all right? It really, really pisses me off when a fucking fraud, some fraudulent piece of shit, wants to come over here and try to litigate and talk about what my fans are gonna do if I start doing whatever, or the type of content I create, when you can't even really speak on this. We don't even know how many subscribers you actually have, dog, because you bought them. So there's that. I wanted to go ahead and just get that off of my chest. Let's go ahead and jump into the main topic of the video, all right? Or the second to main topic. It's going to be very short. It's going to lead us right into the main topic of the video, all right? And that the tertiary topic, or the secondary topic, is going to be John Cena's heel turn, right? John Cena's heel turn, it made no sense from its inception. All right, you had to deal with the fact, right? And I discussed this in my Elimination Chamber, which I did praise WWE for, but I discussed all this. And of the day after I discussed this stuff in my Elimination Chamber review, I also dropped another video where I discussed and I said John Cena's heel turn will make or break WWE. I said this. I made an entire video on it where I discussed this has to be followed up. Like, The Rock has to be there to tell this story. John Cena has to be there to tell this story. Cody Rhodes has to be there. Travis Scott. All these guys that you've introduced into this storyline, they have to be there to tell this story. They have to be there to tell this story, and the story has to be captivating. It has to be good. And if it's not, then I don't see WWE coming back from such an ultimate blunder, because it could be the best thing that happened to WWE, or it could absolutely be the worst thing that happened to WWE. And I believe, especially after what we've seen over the last 6 months or so since the whole heel turn happened, is that John Cena, his heel turn, it was definitely the worst thing to happen for the WWE. Not of all time, but the worst thing as of right now, the worst thing going in the WWE right now was John Cena's heel turn. And the reason why it was so bad, like I said, John Cena, I discussed all this in my Elimination Chamber review and the video after. But John Cena did not need The Rock to win the Elimination Chamber. He did that on his own. Yet for some reason, he still was willing to sell his soul to The Rock so he could become a corporate champion or whatever the case was, right? He still sold his soul to The Rock. So we were all sitting there and trying to figure out, okay, what is The Rock doing here? What is his connection with John Cena now? Besides, of course, their, past feuds, right? So what's his connection here with John Cena right now? And then what's Travis Scott doing here, right? We had all this stuff had to be explained. None of it was ever explained. Travis Scott disappears off of TV, never to be seen again, or seen or heard from again until WrestleMania, which we will get to. And then The Rock, of course, never appears again. Does no promotion for WrestleMania, any Raws or SmackDowns, does no promotion for Night of Champions, SummerSlam, none of them. He has done no WWE promotion ever since the Elimination Chamber. No promotion. So The Rock is just gone. He's off the plantation, off the reservation, I should say. Off the plantation too, because WWE is that right now. But off the reservation, all right, completely. The Rock, and then John Cena, of course, he was only showing up maybe every other week to tell this story. And then with The Rock not being there, nothing makes sense, right? With The Rock not being there, John Cena has to try to come up with another kind of a way to keep the heat on him. So he turns it on the fans. He starts talking about how, the fans, they've been booing him or saying Cena sucks for the last 20 years. And he's been holding in all this resentment and he just wants to let it out. This was a terrible explanation. And I said as much, right? I said as much during this time. And now we move on, right? Because after WrestleMania, which was the worst match probably in John Cena's career, right? Like, it was awful. So after the worst match of all time in WWE, or at least the worst match of John Cena's career, Travis Scott getting involved and all this shit, John Cena proceeds to go on, to continue on with this heel turn that was absolutely awful, right? We're just going through all of John Cena's greatest hits, basically. John Cena has a one-off feud with Randy Orton, one-off feud with fucking CM Punk, one-off feud with Logan Paul and I forget who the fuck Logan Paul teamed up with, or if he even was Logan. No, it was John Cena and Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. So, he had that little beef there, right? Then we get back to Cody Rhodes and he just drops the championship. But before we can even get there, right? That Friday before he drops the championship, after 4 or 5 months of John Cena being heel, he just randomly turns face. Randomly out of nowhere, John Cena is just like, you know what, guys? I feel kind of bad for what I've been doing over these last couple. I feel kind of bad about this shit. Honestly, I don't hate wrestling. You guys know I love wrestling, right? I don't hate wrestling. I don't want to ruin wrestling. If anything, I don't even want to take the championship with me because I want to ruin wrestling. I want to take the championship with me because I'm scared you guys are going to forget about me. I'm scared, right? All this goofy ass shit. Like, John Cena isn't the greatest of all time, according to WWE themselves, right? They call him the GOAT. That's what they call him. That is his moniker now. The greatest of all time. He is Mr. Never Seen 17 now. No one's ever going to forget about John Cena. Whether it be for the good stuff, right? Or the bad stuff. Bad stuff being him, leading to one of the biggest downfalls in viewership that WWE had seen up to that point, right? Or the good stuff being, all the good times, the good memories, the laughs and the smiles that he gave us, and the way that he made us feel all those years that he was the top babyface in the company. No one's forgetting about John Cena. That's 20 years of history that John Cena has been in this business, and you think that John Cena, the current GOAT, is supposed, according to WWE, because my GOAT's Hulk Hogan, but the current GOAT that WWE is saying is the GOAT, they're going to forget about him all of a sudden? How? Then he goes and fucking loses. And then after he loses, he gets fucking F5'd by Brock Lesnar. And this gets us into our topic, right? The big topic of the day. WWE moving over to ESPN from Peacock. They're moving all their PLEs and stuff from Peacock, which is worth, that contract that they're under right now is worth about $900 million. So a lot of fucking money, all right? But not quite 1.6 billion. But here's the thing that you have to understand when it comes to this ESPN merger. Or I shouldn't say merger, but this partnership, right? If Peacock was satisfied with the numbers that they get from WWE, if Peacock was making real good money off of WWE's content, then Peacock would have either matched the deal with ESPN, or they would have exceeded the deal. Said, no, fuck it, we'll give you 1.7, we'll give you 1. Fuck it, we'll give you 2, right? But they didn't do that. And that's very curious. It's very curious that they didn't decide to try and renew this contract, considering that WWE content is one of the things that really shot Peacock into where it is now. Because I don't know if you remember this, but before WWE started streaming on Peacock, Peacock was basically just Tubi, right? Peacock was like Freevee, right? Like, that's what Peacock was. Like, nobody really saw Peacock as a legitimate and viable streaming platform. But with WWE coming in and signing that deal with them so that way they can stream all their PLEs, get all their old shows and stuff like that, the subscriber base of Peacock really grew. It really shot up because of that. And on top of that, they made a lot of money, right? But, you know, a lot of people stuck around to Peacock because Peacock has a lot of good stuff. Shit, I am a consistent subscriber of Peacock. I'm one of the people that doesn't pay for subscriptions every single month, right? Like, this month we got Netflix. Next month we'll have Hulu. The month after that we might get fucking Disney Plus or some shit like that, and we just rotate, right? Maybe one month I'll have two streaming services, like a Disney Plus and Netflix, or a Disney Plus and Hulu, right? It'll be something like that. But I think at this point, right? Hulu is it has Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, so I don't know how that's going to work with WWE. But either way, that's kind of how I do it, right? But I always have Peacock. I never do not have Peacock. One, because of WWE and the PLEs. And then two, because my son loves Illumination, right? And they have all of Illumination stuff. Everything from The Grinch to Despicable Me. All of Illumination stuff and a lot of DreamWorks stuff is also on Peacock. And my son loves those movies. So, you know, I always make sure that I have the Peacock subscription paid for. But now, I mean, my son, he's getting older. He doesn't really like the Illumination movies as much, you know what I mean? He still watches them from time to time. You know, whenever we turn on Peacock, he's like, yeah, let's watch this, watch that. But now WWE is gone, right? They're not going to be showing up on Peacock anymore, so there's no real reason for me to keep the streaming service. And on top of that, there's no reason for me to go over to ESPN and pay, because they're talking about it's going to be a solid $30 a month, $29.99 a month. I'm not doing that. I'm not paying $30 a month. I will continue to go to these streaming sites, if you know what I'm saying. Comment down below if you want to know what I'm talking about. But I'm good going over to these streaming sites and doing what I do over there. Because I'm not paying $30. It's crazy to me that the show is getting worse and worse week after week after week, and yet somehow, some way, these motherfuckers still find it they still find the nerve to continue to raise prices, to continue to try and price gouge the audience. They have the nerve to do the shit, but the show is getting worse. We just had the worst heel turn of all time. It lasted like 5 months. The worst heel turn of all time ends at SummerSlam, or the Friday before SummerSlam, I should say. And then right at that moment, we find out that these motherfuckers are going to be upping the prices even more. People paid $17,000 to sit front row at SummerSlam, dog. $17,000, nigga. That's a Nissan Versa right there. Brand new off the lot. That's a brand new, Hyundai Accent. Off the lot. I'm pretty sure you can get the fucking, the luxury edition, right? I'm pretty sure you can get the luxury edition for $17,000 damn dollars. People are paying cars worth of money so they can go and sit down and mortgages, multiple mortgages worth of money so they can go and sit down and watch the shit that we're getting. And people on Netflix, they're damn near paying fucking $20 a month, right? $20, $25 a month, depending on what your subscription is, right? Whether you're getting commercial free or whatnot, right? Peacock, that's another $5 or $6, $7, however much it is. I forget. It's like $7.99 or some shit like that. But now you're moving up. So now we're going to have to be paying for Netflix in order to get Raw. We're going to have to be paying for ESPN in order to be getting the PLEs. And we're going to have to be paying for cable or YouTube TV or however you watch live streams, right? Or live TV, I should say. You got to pay for that in order to watch SmackDown. So now, throughout the week, I'm running all over the fucking place. Throughout the month, I should say. I'm running all over the place. I'm running from the USA Network to fucking Netflix to Peacock And now I got to run over to ESPN? And what else is on ESPN that I can actually enjoy? I don't watch other sports like that. I watch basketball, and sometimes, it's football season coming up. I'll catch a Raiders game here and there, because this is big Raider Nation, right? Even though we suck, right? I'll watch a Raiders game here and there. The fuck? I'll watch a Broncos game here and there, since that's where, I was raised at, Denver, right? I'll watch one of these, right? But I'm not consistently watching that shit, and I'm definitely not watching hours and hours of content based off of, the stats and storylines and all the shit that they have going on in the NFL and the NBA. I just don't care that much. I don't like them. I don't like those things that much, right? And there's nothing else on ESPN Plus that I like that much to justify me paying $30 just to watch one PLE per month. Or two, whatever, right? But one PLE per month. $30? That's not, no. Especially not for the product that we've been getting lately. Because it would be one thing, right? It would be one thing if the WWE was just firing on all cylinders, just every single week, every Monday Night Raw, it's a banger. Every Saturday night, or Friday Night SmackDown, I should say, it's a banger. Every Saturday night's main event, it's a banger. Every single PLE, or at least every other PLE, it's a fucking banger. We're getting great storylines. We're getting larger than life characters. We're getting segments and scenes and hot women and buff jack dudes, right? If we were getting all that, all right, well, WWE, they decided they want to move over to ESPN so they can make a little bit more money over there at ESPN. That's fine. Let them go ahead and do that. I'll pay for it because WWE is actually worth it. But it's not. And people are seeing that. But the people are tuning out week after week after week. They're tuning out. They're tuning away. They're turning away. They can't take the bullshit anymore. I don't know how many guys come into my comment section on a week-to-week basis saying, hey, Nate the Great, I appreciate you doing these reviews, keeping it real with me, man, because I don't even watch WWE anymore. I just come here so I can watch these reviews, and that keeps me updated. I might catch a PLE here and there, but I don't even watch the shows on a week-to-week basis. I just come here, catch a review, and keep it pushing. To you guys, shouts out to y'all, right? Shouts out to y'all, because I understand. If I didn't get myself into a situation where I feel obligated now to review these shows and to keep this channel going and keep the conversations going, keep the community alive. If I didn't feel that, I wouldn't be watching these fucking shows anymore. I probably would have stopped watching after the first night that Netflix or Raw went to Netflix. Just because how bad that episode was. And I saw from that episode, I was like, okay, if this is what they think is the best possible show that they could give to the people, I don't even want to know what next week is going to be like. And then we go up to that next week and we get the debut of Penta. Oh man. That's literally how fucking bad this show is. People are tuning out on a week-to-week basis. You start off with 5.9 million viewers on Netflix, right? And then on Raw, for Raw, I should say, start off with 5.9 million viewers, and the next week it drops down to 3.2. The next week it drops down to 3.0. Next week 2.9. Next week 2.8. Then we start just basically leveling out around there. It dropped all the way down to 2.6, I believe, or I think it's like 2.6, 2.5 is its lowest point, and it just hovers between 2.6 and 2.8 now. That's that you're stuck in that range because nobody else is tuning in. The only people that are really tuning in at this point is motherfuckers in India or some shit like that, Bangladesh and shit like that, right? These are the people that are tuning in because Americans aren't tuning in anymore on Netflix. You probably get like 800 or so thousand people on Netflix that live in the U.S. that are actually tuning in, and the rest are all overseas. Then you go over to the PLEs. You look at the numbers for all the PLEs on Netflix. So I don't have the Peacock numbers, but I do have the global Netflix numbers, right? Where they're saying that Night of Champions, they only got 1 million viewers worldwide. Now, Netflix does not premiere PLEs in America, but they do premiere them pretty much everywhere else. Pretty much everywhere else you can get Netflix besides America, you can watch PLEs. Pretty much, right? Almost everywhere else, right? And the fact that Night of Champions was hardly able to crack 1 million live viewers worldwide, globally, on Netflix, that just goes to show you, nobody cares about these shows, man. That nobody cares. Ever since the Royal Rumble, those numbers have been just depleting. I'm pretty sure the Royal Rumble was Netflix's most watched PLE to that point. Royal Rumble got more views than WrestleMania Night 2. Got more views. So that's where this product is headed. Down the shitter, just like the viewership. And the fact that you think that people are going to be paying $30, and I know why they're doing this. I am sympathetic to it because it is a business at the end of the day. I'm sympathetic to what, or I should say empathetic, not sympathetic. Empathetic. I feel like I understand where it's coming from, right? It's coming from a place of, we are $3 billion in debt and we are not making enough money. So we have to keep figuring out ways to jack up seat prices, right? To jack up these TV deals, get new TV deals, new streaming deals, whoever's paying the most money, right? This is why instead of going to New Orleans like they said they were going to do, right? They made the whole announcement right before Elimination Chamber. They said they were going to be going to New Orleans next year for WrestleMania. Then they just completely cut out of that deal and decided they were going to go back to Las Vegas because they chopped up the numbers, all right? Put in all the numbers and all the spreadsheets and shit like that. And they realized that in no universe, on no fucking planet in any universe, will WWE make more money or even close to more or as much money in New Orleans as they made in Las Vegas. So they decided, instead of maybe trying to find somewhere else or a bigger venue in a different city maybe, they decided we're just going to go back to Las Vegas. We made more money there than we've ever made on a PLE before, and New Orleans isn't going to cut it. Even if we charge the people $30,000 for front row seats, which, trust me, it's coming. Even if we charge the people $30,000, it's not going to work. We're not going to make as much money. So let's just go ahead and move back over to Las Vegas. This is their formula at this point. Whoever's paying the most money, right? You want a spot on our ring mat? Don't worry about it. Just throw a couple mil our way. You can have a spot right here, smack dab in the middle of the ring. You want to take up one of our turnbuckles? You can have, there's 3 turnbuckles on each corner of the ring. How many you want? Oh, you want to be on one of our tables? Oh, you want to desecrate our Money in the Bank briefcase? Oh, just give us a couple mil. We'll throw it right there. We'll put you in a prominent spot. WWE is turned into a content prostitute. That is genuinely what they are at this point. They are a content prostitute. All right? They're throwing content out there, and they're just taking in money from any place that they can possibly get it. Whether that be YouTube, Instagram, X, fucking USA, Netflix, Peacock, and now ESPN. They're just going to take in money wherever they can fucking get it. Because the suits, they're looking at the numbers, they're looking at the spreadsheets, they're looking at the quarterly reports, and they're seeing that merch is down. They're seeing that revenue is down across the board. They're seeing that fucking the sellouts are down. Viewership is down. They're seeing all this. And they're like, okay, well, how are we going to make this up? Triple H, his brightest idea is normally something that goes like this. Well, how about, and hear me out, how about we bring in a 50-year-old Brock Lesnar? How about we bring in a 55-year-old Dwayne The Rock Johnson? How about we bring in a 50-year-old John Cena? How about we bring in a 60-year-old Goldberg? This is all he has. Because instead of putting in the time and the effort to go and just make a good show, come up with actual storylines, push people that the audience actually want to see, instead of doing that, Triple H, he's going to keep doing what he wants to do. He's going to keep pushing the people that he wants to push. And, the viewership is dropping. This shit isn't working. Don't worry about it. We'll just throw some life in it. We'll just bring in The Undertaker. We'll bring in Brock Lesnar. We'll bring in Goldberg. We'll bring in John Cena. Hell, fuck it. Let's bring in fucking Shawn Michaels from NXT again. And have him fucking super kick. Who the fuck did Shawn Michaels come in? Shawn Michaels came in and I believe it was Kevin Owens, right? We'll have Shawn Michaels come in and super kick Kevin Owens since nobody's really caring about this storyline right now. Like, this is it. This is what he has. I'm gonna call up one of my homeboys, give him a fat ass payday. The people in the arena are gonna pop. The people are gonna talk about it for a couple of days, and we might get a bump in viewership. And that's all the fuck I need in order to justify continuing with the bullshit that I'm doing. Booking Sami Zayn as some kind of viable threat. Having Cody Rhodes win back the WWE Championship. Having Seth Rollins win back the World Heavyweight Championship. Two of the most boring world champions of all time are both world champions at the same damn time. I don't see this product getting any better. I don't see this ESPN deal doing anything good for us fans. All I see is us having to pay more money. All right? So, let me know what y'all thought about this show down in the comments below. All right? Like and subscribe if you want to hear some more. And this has been your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.